Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you like this watch, you can see it and purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today, we're discussing the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust 2, reference 116334 in Rolex 904L stainless steel, highly anti-corrosive, and Rolex's proprietary gray gold 18-karat white gold alloy. About the bezel, the watch is 41 millimeters in diameter, and it's part of a series that was produced from 2009 to 2015. 41 millimeters is the diameter, and that's continued in the modern Datejust 41. What makes this watch different is its span from lug to lug. You'll note that it is a broad watch across the wrist, case only. You're looking at 49.6 millimeters, but here's the distinction. The new Datejust 41 features pivoted end links, whereas the Datejust 2 solid end link to end link is a meaty 51.6 millimeters. 21 millimeters between the lugs. That's the size and the spacing if you wish to accessorize with something like a rubber bee or an Everest strap. The watch, and we're going to get a little bit closer here, afford ourselves a bit better focus and more light. But the timepiece features a Oyster bracelet. There was no Jubilee bracelet option on the Datejust 2, and it's a sporting look. 3-link polish down the center, polished flanks, removable or sizable links fixed with screws. The clasp, fully polished internally. It uses a trigger-actuated hook and beak system to lock shut, so it's not friction fit. You can't pry it open. You must release using the vertical trigger, and I emphasize, it is a vertical pivoted trigger, not a friction fit system. Internally, there are 3 anchoring points that you can see, so you can actually change the anchoring point of the bracelet, move it in or out, but there's also Rolex's 5-link Easy Link adjustment system that you can use tool-free. It's the equivalent of adding or removing one sizable link. An upscale piece, you see both the raised Rolex crown and the polished straight through on the clasp body. Turn it all around, and the Datejust family has retained its grace even in the era of the Rolex Super Case. Rounded case flanks, elegantly tapered lugs. This is very much a classical Rolex dress watch case. Despite being 41 millimeters, it has almost nothing in common with the giants, including the Explorer 2, the Submariner, the Sea Dweller. This is a dress timepiece in profile, which means it's also thin. It's only 12 millimeters thick, so you'll slide it easily underneath a dress cuff. Twin lock crown, 100 meters water resistant, screw down action, a faceted 18-karat gray gold. The reason you want gray rather than classical white gold is because it's the same color, but if you scratch it, it doesn't need to be replated with rhodium. Conventional white gold needs to be replated, and you will see yellow when it's scratched through. On a Rolex, not the case. All white gold indices, white gold hands, white gold Rolex coronet on the dial. Luminescent indices. This is one of the loomed versions of the Datejust 2, and thus better suited perhaps for daily use or use as an only watch. The Cyclops eye crowds the dial less on the bigger Datejust 2 and Datejust 41. So if you're a partisan of no-date watches, you may actually find that this one works for you, especially since on this particular dial, not only is it less crowded due to the size, but the white base of the dial means that the date disc blends in almost imperceptibly to the point that you could miss it if you're not looking for it from certain angles, and the Cyclops eye has less of a distortion quality over the remainder of the dial. All white gold indices, plenty of luminescence, certified chronometer, but it's also more than that. Underneath the caseback, Rolex manufacturer caliber 3136, a different date disc, and Rolex Paraflex shock absorbers distinguishes from the 3135. 31 joules automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve, 4 hertz or 28.8 beat rate, hacking seconds, quick set date. It is that 100 meters water resistant, full balance bridge and a free sprung index for shock resistance, overcoil hairspring to help it earn its chronometer certification by keeping excellent time through concentric hairspring beating in any position with respect to gravity. And finally, Rolex Parachrom Blue niobium zirconium oxidized alloy to make the hairspring highly anti-magnetic. This watch has the full suite of Rolex refinements, and being a relatively short-lived, discontinued, modern, principally steel Rolex, it's also an outstanding store value that's a hell of a lot more fun than buying U.S. Treasuries. Wear your store value on the wrist and enjoy it. Business suit or bathing suit, boardroom or boardwalk, a fully loomed Datejust 2 gets it all done. See this one and make it yours on the Watchbox. Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust 2 116334 in steel and white gold, all green by night. See it by day on our website.